Okay. So once again, good afternoon to you all. So today we're going to start the topic that is the Unit 1 of Surveying and Geomatics introduction part. So I hope all of you know me. Once again, I will introduce myself. My name is Shivkiran Jagde. I'm working here as an assistant professor since from 4 years in JBOT College. So surveying and geomatics, in the last class, in the interaction class, I was just talking about the surveying and geomatics, what is related to and how we're going to define these two terms in one single subject. So I will have a brief discussion about this in this topic. So first thing, we'll go to the introduction part. So in the introduction part, the definition, the surveying definition says what? So it is the art of making linear or angular measurements to determine the relative position of objects on the surface of the earth. Or else you can define like this also. It is art of determining the relative position of a point on or below the surface of the earth by measuring indirect or direct method. Okay, so this is the another kind of definition. I will briefly discuss about this. So we'll go one by one. So this is the first point of definition, and the second thing, the measurements in the horizontal line on a paper is known as a plan or map. So whatever the horizontal plane you're going to have, the surface where you're going to have all the measurements and whatever you're going to mark out or you're going to draft out, so that is going to be a plan or a map. And the third point, that is the vertical plane measurements represented on a paper is known as section or elevation. Vertical plane, so vertical plane means it will come like this, vertical. So wherever you're going to have the heights, so there you're going to have vertical plane. So vertical measurements or vertical plane measurements represented on a paper is known as section or elevation. So whatever the above the surface of the earth, whatever the section which going to rise, that particular view, what we're going to say, that is elevation, or you can say this sectional elevation. You can say sectional elevation. So these are the three things which defines this surveying. And the coming to the objectives. So the main purpose of surveying is to prepare a plan or a map. Prepare a plan or a map. So these are the main importance of this survey. So in this, do you have any doubts? You can ask me right now. If no doubts, I will continue.
No, sir.
No. Okay. As I was discussing about the direct and indirect measurements. So in the last class, I was discussing about the direct measurements and indirect measurements. The direct measurements means whatever you're going to do the measurements, in between there won't be any obstacle coming. So that one, what we're going to say, that is direct. Acha, my voice is breaking.
Yes, sir.
Okay, just a minute. Once again, I will recall, please. Hello. Hello.
Sir.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me? Okay, all of you hear me
Yes,
now?
sir.
Okay. So once again, should I explain? Hello?
No, sir. Continue, sir.
No, sir. Understood, sir.
Understood, no? Okay. The main definition of these 3 points, you have to consider these 3 points. And you can see this. Determine the relative position of objects. Objects, whatever the terms object comes, so that specify the point. Okay, that specify the point where actually where you're going to have the position, the object where located. Next, yeah. So the relative position of object or the relative position of a point, how are you going to determine this? So by taking these 3 measurements, you can able to determine the relative position of a point, or you can say object. So what are those 3 points? So starting basic, coming with the surface of the earth. So you can see the surface of the earth. So whatever on the ground surface, the distance what you're going to measure along with the surface of the ground, so that will consider as horizontal plane, and the distance whatever you're going to take, so that will become the horizontal distance. Horizontal distance. Next, vertical line. You can see the vertical line, which whatever the vertical you're going to have, which is coming out from the horizontal planes. So there are set of horizontal planes are there here. You can see here. So having a different intervals of distance, these planes, and whatever the line which passing through all these planes. Hello. Mute your mic. Hello. Okay. So these are the set of horizontal planes. So these planes, whatever the line which is passing through it, so this one what we're going to say vertical line. Vertical line. So vertical line means what? The transverse direction of horizontal line, which we going to call a vertical line in the vertical plane. Okay, in the vertical plane. So transverse in the sense it may come in horizontal way also, but I am specifically saying that which comes under horizontal plane. So these are the main difference of horizontal and vertical plane. Vertical plane. So this is how we're going to take the distance. So vertical line, whatever the distance we're going to carry in the vertical, so that will comes under elevation, and horizontal distance that will comes under above the ground surface. Above the ground surface. Now here you can see linear. So linear means what? You're going to have straight. Linear means straight. So this straight line, whatever we're going to have the measurements, which comes under horizontal plane. So HP means horizontal plane. So this one measurement and the vertical plane. So on the vertical plane, whatever we're going to measure, so this measurement and the angular measurement. So angular measurements means whatever the object which is located in particular direction, so that comes under angular measurements. So having these 3 values, what are those 3 values? One is horizontal plane measurement, vertical plane measurement, and angular measurements. So having these 3 values, which we can able to determine a point of what? Relative position of a point, which comes under above or below the surface of the earth. So this is how we're going to define the exact word of surveying in civil engineering. You know, earth has spherical in shape. So don't have that kind of consideration like earth is a round. Earth has a spheroidal shape. Spheroidal shape. So Earth has spheroidal shape. On this spheroidal shape, how we going to take the measurements? Usually we going to neglect whenever we going to have the survey to make marking out for a plan for building or plan for road construction, plan for any kind of construction. For that, we going to consider Earth has a flat surface. Is it or not? So we're going to neglect that. So why, whether we have to neglect those or not, that one we're going to study now. So in the surveying, there are two things they classified. One primarily classified, and second one is secondarily classified. So primarily classification. So in that, there are two divisions are there. So two divisions of survey, that is, one is plane surveying and another one is geodetic survey. In the plane surveying, what we're going to do is, so we're going to neglect the curvature of the Earth's surface. We neglect the curvature of the Earth's surface, and we're going to consider the Earth's surface as a flat surface. And in the plane survey, we're going to take very smaller area, and the fourth point, that is, the accuracy will be very small. Accuracy will be very small. What I mean to say is, whatever if you are going to take in larger area, so there will be very minute error you're going to have. So here I have written some assumptions. So what we're going to assume, smaller area means up to what amount we're going to have the small area. So here, whatever the area which comes below 250 square kilometer, 250 square kilometer, okay, in whatever that coming below 250 square kilometer area. So if that is the case, then only we're going to consider the plane survey. And the second thing, that is line connecting any 2 point having straight line. So whatever the line connection will be there, so it should be straight. It should be straight. So straight means what? You're going to have the flat surface. Okay, you're going to have the flat surface. Then only you're going to have the straight line. Next, coming to angle between 2 points is plane angle. So whatever the angle you're going to have between two planes, so you're going to have you're going to have the plane. You have to have the plane. And the fourth point, that is plumb. Plumb at any point of survey is perpendicular. So all of you know about the plumb? Don't know? Yes, plumb bob. Have you heard of plumb bob? I'm asking you something.
No, sir.
No? Okay.
No,
give
sir.
me yes. Yes. I heard someone is. Yes or no?
No, sir.
No. Okay. Give me a minute. Okay. I will get the plumb bob here so that you will have the clear image. So can you see this plumb bob? So this is what we're going to have, plumb bob. Okay. So this plumb bob is made up of metal. So having some little bit of heavy weight. Okay. So on this we're going to tie the thread, and we're going to drop on the ground. Okay, drop on the ground. So in this figure you can see here, right bottom figure, you can see the plumb bob. So whenever we're going to drop that plumb bob, it should have exactly perpendicular to the surface of the ground where we're going to drop our plumb bob. Where actually where we're going to have this plumb bob, where we're going to make use of this to see the verticality of any object. So verticality of any object means you can take any building structure. So whenever we're going to construct a wall, to see the vertical surface of the wall, we're going to make use of plumb bob to see the verticality of the wall construction. Okay, wall construction. There we're going to make use of this plumb bob. So you might, if you are going somewhere wherever the construction happening surrounding, you just go and observe there. So they're going to make use of this plumb bob to see the verticality of any structure. Okay, so this plumb bob should be having what at any point of survey should have perpendicular. And as I was already explained you, so accuracy will be very small in plane surveying. Next, coming to geodetic surveying. Geodetic surveying, it is totally opposite to plane surveying. Whereas in the plane surveying, we were neglecting this curvature of the earth's surface, whereas in the geodetic surveying, we are considering the curvature of the earth's surface. And this geodetic survey, we're going to consider for a larger area. And if you're considering larger area, so there the accuracy will be more. And in India, we have this department called Great Trigonometrical Survey Department, GTS. In short, what we're going to say, GTS. So that department, what it does this geodetic surveying. Whereas in plane surveying, normally all kind of contractors or civil engineers, most of them, they're going to do this plane surveying. So whichever the area which coming under 250 square, usually many of the projects which comes under 250 square kilometers. So most of the cases we're going to neglect the geodetic surveying. Whenever we're going to consider the global level, so there we're going to have this geodetic survey. So as I was telling about, there are two types of classification. One is primary classification, second one is secondary classification. So the first case, in the primary classification, there are two classification that I have just mentioned now, that is plane surveying and geodetic surveying. Now coming to the secondary classification. In the secondary classification, we're going to have 4 types in that. So we'll go one by one. Before that, I will mention what are the classification we're going to have in the secondary classification in surveying. So in surveying classification, that is based on the nature of field of surveying, 1. Second, classification based on the object of surveying, 2. Next, surveying based on the methods of surveying, 3. Based on the instruments used in the survey, 4. So this 4 which comes under secondary classification of survey. So we'll go one by one. So in the first case of secondary classification of survey, that is based on the nature of field of survey. So in this, whatever the earth surface, what we're going to have the survey, the present scenario. So whatever the survey comes, so that which comes under the first category, that is based on nature of field of surveying. So we'll go one by one. Land surveying. In the land surveying, we're going to have topographic survey, cadastral survey, city survey, engineering survey. In the topographic survey, what kind of survey we're going to do? Location of hills, valley, river, etc. So these are the things we're going to survey in topography. Next, cadastral survey. Cadastral survey, that is mainly where we're going to have to locate the property boundaries. Suppose in a family, the main head person having 1 acre of land, and that 1 acre of land want to divide in 2 parts to their children. So for that, he requires the cadastral survey. So what the cadastral survey does, it gives the proper boundaries, and we can have the proper division of making out the property. So there we're going to have the cadastral survey. Next, coming to city survey. So city survey, basically the surveyor used to have the town planning type of survey. Town planning means, in the city, what are the things you're going to have? You're going to have houses, buildings, hospitals, streets, drainages, water supply, sewer line. Okay, all whatever the things which is coming under the city. So all those things we have to consider in city survey. Next, coming to engineering survey. Engineering survey, which is related to civil works. What kind of civil works we're going to have? We're going to have bridge construction, reservoir, dam construction, water tanks. Okay, all such things you're going to have in the civil related works. Next, coming to the marine or navigation survey. Okay, coming back to the topic now. So marine or navigation survey. In the marine or navigation survey, what we're going to have? So wherever we're going to have heavenly bodies, what kind of bodies? That is water bodies. So like you can say ocean or sea. So there we're going to have this kind of survey. Okay, and the next one, that is astronomical survey. In the astronomical survey, what we're going to have? So we're going to have latitude, longitude, azimuth, local time. Wherever we're going to have heavenly bodies like sun, moon, stars. So with the help of those, we're going to locate our direction to move on where we want to reach. So before, whenever the person in the ancient time, so people don't have any GPS or such kind of instruments to move on from one place to another place. So in that case, people used to have their direction by referring the stars, sun, moon. Okay, so with those objects, they used to follow their path. So there we're going to have the astronomical survey. Next, coming to, so this is all about based on the nature of field of surveying. Next, coming to based on the object of surveying. In the object of surveying, we're going to have archaeological survey and geological survey. In the archaeological surveying, we're going to have what? Ancient property. Ancient property means what the ancient people used to left there, whatever the structure. For example, you can say Egypt or temples. Okay, so those all are the ancient properties, or you can say monuments. So that also we're going to have a survey. And next, geological survey. So on the earth, we're going to have many layers of soil. So there also we're going to study the soil structures. So that which comes under the object of survey. So in this slide, coming to the third classification, that is based on the methods of surveying. Method of surveying. In the method of surveying, you're going to have two, that is triangulation survey, traverse survey. In the triangulation survey, so here you can have the triangle here. So whenever the person, if you have the irregular shape of field, that one there you have to measure any area. So we're going to make use of this triangulation survey. So having 3 points, which is where you're going to have an area, is it or not? To getting an area, you require only 3 points, is it or not? So having these 3 points, we can able to have an area easily. Okay, and we're going to make many divisions so that we can, after adding all the triangles, so finally the total area we can able to calculate. So there we're going to make use of this triangulation survey. Next, coming to traverse survey. Traverse survey means you can see this hexagon here, so you can have pentagon also, or a number of polygon. So here I have taken a hexagon. So say this is 1 point. Say this is 1 point. This is 1 point. This is 1 point. So this is 1 point. This is 1 point, and this is 1 point. So total 6 points are there. So whenever we're going to have, whenever we're going to establish a single point of this, then we're going to shift to determine to the next point. So traverse means what? We're going to shift our point one place to the another place by shifting the instrument. By shifting the instrument. So this is what the traverse means. So you're going to traverse. Traverse means you're going to go from one point to another point to establish a new point. To establish a new point. So that is what traverse means. Next, coming to based on the instrument used in this survey. Instrument used in this survey. What are the instruments we're going to use? Chain survey, compass survey, plane table survey, leveling, theodolite, tachymetric survey, aerial, and photographic survey, EDM. So these are the instruments where we're going to use in this survey to getting a relative position of a points on the earth surface. Okay. So one by one we'll go ahead. So chain survey means we're going to have chain. So here you can see. So this is a chain. Instead of making use of tape, before now also we are using this. So this is chain. Okay, this is chain. So which has a series of link which is connected each other. So this chain where we're going to make use to getting the line as well as to measuring the distance. So this chain survey we're going to do in the practice. So there we get to know how actually we going to do it on the field. So this is chain. So this, with the chain we're going to have the line, straight line, as well as the measurement of the distance also from one point to another point. So there we're going to make use of this chain survey. Next, coming to compass survey. So compass survey. So here you can see. So this is compass which has the direction showing north, east, south, west. So these are the 4 directions. Okay, with reference to this north and south pole, we are locating our point. We are locating our point with the help of this compass. This compass, what it does, it gives the direction. It gives the direction, or you can say it gives the angle with reference to the local coordinate. With the local coordinate, it gives the direction. So with the help of this compass, we can easily locate the object in terms of direction. Next, coming to the plane table survey. So as all of you are aware of the drawing board. Yes, drawing board.
Yes, sir.
So same thing, same table where we're going to make use of that table on the field. On the field, we're going to take that table, and that table we're going to shift, fix it on the tripod. On the tripod, okay, and on that table we're going to put one A1 size of paper, and there we're going to measure whatever the measurement we're going to do it on the field. Simultaneously, same thing we're going to plot it on the sheet also. So there we're going to make use of this plane table survey. Okay, and next leveling. Leveling means what? Leveling means which is related to the heights. Which related to the heights. Whatever the difference between two, different height between two points, which gives the leveling. Which gives the leveling. So that thing we'll discuss whenever the leveling chapter comes. So there I will explain you briefly about leveling. Next, coming to theodolite survey. So theodolite, it's an instrument. So this is theodolite. So this is theodolite. So here, so this instrument, what it does, it will take horizontal angle, okay, horizontal angle as well as vertical angle, okay, horizontal angle as well as vertical angle. So with the reference of these two angles, horizontal as well as vertical angle, we can easily have the measurements, whatever we're going to do. So in the last class, I was just discussing, by standing in one position only, we can able to measure the height of a building. Height of a building by having the vertical angle where we're going to sight on the top edge of the building. So same. So with this instrument, we can able to have those values. With those values, we can able to have the survey. Next, coming to tachymetric survey. So in the tachymetric survey, here in this telescope, we're going to have inside crosshairs. With the help of those crosshairs, we can able to measure the horizontal distance without moving from that point to where the object we're going to locate. So we can able to have the two point distance, whatever with the help of this theodolite, with the having observation with crosshairs. That crosshairs also I will explain you in the next class, in the coming class. Next, coming to aerial and photographic survey. Aerial and photographic survey. Photographic, I was talking about photogrammetric survey. So photogrammetric survey and photographic survey both are same, don't get confused. Whatever from the top view, what we're going to have the view, all those things which we're going to capture and we're going to have it on in terms of plan or in terms of map. So that thing which comes under aerial and photographic survey. Next, EDM means electronic distance measurement. So electronic distance measurement, what it does actually, nowadays people are using this kind of device where without going anywhere, by standing in one place only, they can able to measure the distance by have you seen the tape? Yes, the tape where we're going to measure the length. So similarly, this EDM machine, what it does, it has laser beam. So that laser beam, what it does, it will hit the object wherever we're going to point it on. The distance where we want to take from where we are standing, from that place to that object. So there we're going to have this EDM. So with the help of total station. So the total station, whatever we so far we studied about this train survey, compass survey, plane table survey, okay, and theodolite survey, tachymetric survey, photogrammetric survey. So whatever we studied, so everything which is done by only one instrument, that is total station. So that thing also we have in the lab. So in the coming class, I will show you that total station. So total station, it does everything. It does the area calculation, it does the direction, it does the plan, it does the elevation, okay, it does everything. So that is why we're going to call the total, that instrument we're going to call that is total station. So that's all about today's class. So do you have any doubts? You can ask me right now.